China was all it takes for me to play more vanilla. Welcome to another video on this channel. As you see, I'm still hovering over Chinese nations and it will not end anytime soon. Anyway, I will be playing as Manchukuo today and I will try to reinstate the Qing monarchy. So let's head in. And here we are as Manchukuo. Now, compared to the other nations here, they didn't get a full rework, but some slight touch-ups. And since I never really made a vanilla Manchukuo video anyway, I thought, why not use these minor touch-ups and do one now? But yeah, now a few things that have changed with the update is that we now no longer start with Puyi being the leader of the country. Now we have Chang Qinghui, the Japanese puppet. And yeah, he was nothing more than a Japanese puppet in reality also. That checks out. And Puyi is now represented by this national spirit, the Kang the Emperor, and him being our theorist, the supreme commander. Yeah, he's not really, he uses attacks, so he's not a good theorist. But that's gonna change anyway later down the line when we now look at this focus tree. Now, they updated both sides, even though one is not really played that much compared to the other. But yeah, has anyone actually played that? But down here, as we see, there's a lot more stuff than there was before. We now have two monarchist paths, one absolute monarchy and one constitutional monarchy, I guess, yeah. Now, this one is kinda since all you get from that is a trade, while the other gives me claims and war goals against the Soviets, which is way better, and the ability to integrate these territories, so yeah, I know what I'm not gonna do, but you know, it's great, you know, to have more options, even if that option could have been a bit better, but sure. But surprisingly, you also have the ability to get rid of the Qing monarchy altogether and go communist or Beiyang. Yeah. It's not really much, so it's not really something where I'm interested right now, but I guess you have the option. But yeah, what I'm more interested here is the new stuff for the Qing that they get, like this army buff. Get some new generals, or, well, one general was actually here at the start, now he's not here at the start, and the other is actually new, I think. And yeah, more options to get more generals, which I think is very cool, because that's kind of one thing I didn't really like about Manchukuo is the lack of generals. And that's basically all that really was changed here. You still have it is. And yeah, the starting things up here also have not been changed except for the icons, I guess. Wow, and maybe the days, because I don't think back then they had 35 days focuses. Yeah, that can't be. Anyway, we shall pacify the countryside, and to pacify the countryside we shall delete the army. I don't require it. But yeah, to, you know, just select these decisions here immediately and get rid of this problem. If it's dealt with, it's dealt with. But yeah, I'm gonna get guns, and right here I will immediately go for more cap, since we don't really have any production debuffs. And this time around I will actually go for dispersed, since we're not really immediately going to be in wars, so I actually rather would keep the production efficiency retention, since we're going to be updating guns very quickly, so yeah. Rather keep my production than get it to waste. Anyway, we have one whole mill, which is just the best of the best that you can have in this game. But yeah, we'll just be producing guns. That's all we need, as I like to say here in China. Yeah, but I'm not really gonna be going for any achievements or specific achievements, since I already have the Manchukuo achievements. I've done them before. No Compromise, No Surrender Release, because I never really did them, because I barely play vanilla. But yeah, as you see, there's nothing really specific for them. I've not really done any achievements since By Blood alone, to be honest, so yeah. But yeah, we can start now. Another new thing is the starting event that you get about the Mongolian army being purged and stuff like that, and Mongolian commanders being unhappy with that and whatever. We can get rid of these generals, make them join Japan when you go to war with Japan, or make them be loyal to you. I do not know why I would ever press these bottom options, but I think just because historical things, whatever. But let's yeah, keep them around, since the more generals the better. Speaking of characters, another thing that was added to them, I think, are advisors. And a lot, actually, not just like 1, 2. I don't think any of these actually were here before. And if so, then my bad, I forgot. But that's pretty cool, I like that. Anyway, let's get rid of the bandits. Woohoo, yay! And now we can train an army. I'm gonna use this template because I don't have that, and that's too small. So let's just spam that and get these out. Alright, let's search our independence from Japan. Changing our subject law so we can't be called into wars, which will help a lot since we don't want to be called into the China War once that starts. We want to use that war to declare on Japan, making them completely helpless, because now they have to hold a lot of front lines. And yeah, down here I will go, by the way, to local arms production, because for military factories, like, I would not want to miss that one out. Even with no compromise, no surrender, Japan will still kinda go down here and give you some buffs, EP, when you play Manchukuo, as they did before too. I just saw that. Why the hell are the bandits democratic? And why is Ma Jianshan the democratic leader? What the hell? Anyway, with this focus now, we will get, first of all, the Speaker of the Senate for political power gain and stability, and we can start diverting machine tooling to give us civilian factories. Don't know how often you can press this, but, you know, press it as much as you can. And Japan just did their investment focus here, which gave us political power, stability, war support, which is cool. We get Japanese investments, and we get 2 civilian factories and infrastructure neoning. Wow. Thank you, Japan. Don't tell them we're gonna betray them. Let's get the army offensive expert for the daily army experience gain. And now we can purge the General Affairs Council, getting rid of Quantum Veto, and putting Aizen Joro Puyi in charge, which is great. We also gain 15 stability because we're gonna remove his -5 stability and we get 10 stability. So that's cool. Plus, we can now recruit bandit remnants, giving us some more troops, which, you know, it's not bad. And, yeah. Apparently, superior firepower is still the superior doctrine, so let's take that. Alright, we are now led by our boy himself, and he's gone from here now, so we'll have to get someone else here now to reduce doctrine cost. But, oh damn, did they give me that? Well, wow. Yeah, okay, that's still very interesting. Thank you, Japan. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that because 70 days for 10 stability and that industrial concern is kind of a waste for me right now. So let's get the 3 civilian factories that we can also still get from this focus. Actually, let's do this and then get the research slot. That's a bit better, in my opinion. And now we can prepare to seize Japanese arms depots, which will give us a lot of guns and good buffs against Japan. Jesus Christ, that alone already gives us 10,000 guns. Gonna add artillery and motorized to the production line. Let us get partial mobilization. Alright, Japan is not aware of China. We're gonna ignore that, of course. So, yeah, I'm not gonna help you out, buddy. You're on your own. And, yeah, we are now with actual equipment, so, you know, no longer in the negative, but gonna produce some more units, which will make me back go in the negative, but we will need more troops. We will need more troops. We will need more. With the 3rd research slot, I will gonna research civilian trains, because we don't have trains, and we're gonna need trains to get supplies, you know. Let's get the Minister of Defense, which is Zhang Jinghui, so he's gonna be back this time better, since defense on core territory is not bad to defend against naval invasions, and I also want the war support and recruitable population. Now China doesn't really need it, but can help me to get total mobilization. Alright, we're done here now. I'm gonna get the transport plane now. Let's recruit Puye here, and let's get large unit tactics. And I think it's gonna be the last seizure. Yep, now we have maximized this, and for 90 days they have -40 defense and attack against us, so it's great. Plus, yeah, we get a boatload of stuff. We could train 1 with infantry and convert them just before the war starts and basically get them fully equipped when we seize their arms depot, but not gonna do that. Just gonna expand my infantry template once the war starts. I guess that's a bit better for me. Alright, I have the civilian train. Let's get paratroopers 1. Yep, we're gonna be needing that. And I forgot, but I wanna build a dockyard because I need convoys. We're also gonna trade convoys with the fascist nations since we are fascist and they like us. But yeah, just so you know. Let's also get a chief of air force since we're gonna be needing air experience to upgrade our paratroopers. I'm also improving relations with Germany, by the way, to get to this year, I guess. Why not? Why not? And we'll get Grand Assault. I'm gonna do a mission to Germany, and afterwards we're gonna do our independence war since our divisions are already. Let us promote this guy since he already has organizer. Alright, transports exist. We're gonna produce them afterwards. Or actually, yeah, I'm gonna need them right now. Let's get them right now. So gonna be trading this back with these guys. Why do I not need convoys for that? There's no land connection. I better save them, sorry. Alright, trains, right. Let's steal some trains. These guys go down there. Actually, I'm gonna separate them from that. These boyos will go right there, and the rest will go over. I can just do a actual front line. Actually, I can't. Never mind. This game sucks. Oh, and one division will go on this port. All right, the time has come for our independence war, and here it goes. All right, let's continue our stuff over here. Gonna delete this. We're not gonna take the port here. We're gonna do our good old strategy of letting the AI constantly get divisions in here so we can just destroy them. Over here, we're gonna mainly just rush for a good defensive line and then hold over there and let the Chinese continue fighting them while we chill out, chillax, whatever. Declare war on these guys immediately so we can rush for their stuff. If you don't really manage to get anything, it doesn't matter too much, just try to hold, I guess. I don't really care too much about Manchukuo, to BH. But yeah, maybe could have not had that many divisions up there, didn't really check, so my bad. But yeah, these around there, these around there. We can execute this plan. Alright, we're gonna be needing to tell our convoys to not get sunk. And we can not request, because we need 70 world tension. Okay, gonna wait with the requests then. And yeah, with these guys, we're gonna try and rush down there as fast as possible, because we wanna secure Korea completely, so we don't have to fight them over there. So just do some manual lines over here to secure everything. But yeah, this should be fine. And yeah, let's see how this will play out. I'm not accepting the non-aggression pact with any of these. I did see some units over here, but they should not be that much of a problem. This is not great. They are not moving around, are they? Or they're both actually moving around. But where I stopped them to where are we moving around? Nice, Beiping secured. Important, connect the railway here. And nah, we don't need to connect this railway, just that one. So if we can get Piling Miao, that would be great. I've not sent anything over here yet. Probably not gonna get Tianjin because our units not the best. We do have equipment actually. Let me expand it though, since we can do that. Not to that though. Alright, that's all we're gonna get. Stop these. Don't give anyone airbase rights, since I'm scared they're gonna send airplanes down here and, you know, stop my things, which I definitely don't want. Can encircle that unit. Oh nice, we actually did get Tianjin. Great. And I also want this, so I'm gonna pin them if they walk in there, because that's gonna reduce their supplies by a lot. Nice. German base secured. It's also a good defensive line here. Let's put these over here, since we don't need them here anymore. Mengjiang actually capitulated from that one. That means, yeah, we can actually do this now. Yeah. So that we don't fuck up our front line. We wouldn't have kept Beiping anyway, so that doesn't matter. Dalian, we will get ourselves since we have core on it and we boarded it, so no problem with that. And yeah, other than that, Mengjiang is secured, so they can take that from us. Except if we lose stuff here, so let's immediately send them to there. First catch of the day. Oh, I just noticed one thing. Gotta have a unit on that port, because the Japanese, as we know, loves to invade that. Also, I don't really want to push here, so let's do a full big line just in case the borders get screwed up. And yeah, we have secured Korea now. I have my cavalry here, or the bandits here, to guard the ports. And if there's like a big stack that's gonna invade there anyway, I'm just gonna use these guys to deal with that. So it should be fine. Also, building one airport down there, since we'll need that. And convoys-wise, still kind of looks maybe we can get some from the Soviets. I'm gonna get the Minister of Trade and Supplies, because some good supply buffs. And infantry guy, but I need 150 for that. Bruh, what the hell, bruh? Oh, Italy, you didn't have to. Thank you very much. Alright, they doing an invasion over there, but my troops are over here anyway, so it shall not matter too much. Alright, as we see, China's cleaning up the Japanese here, so we're just gonna let them do that, waste their equipment, better for us anyway. And yeah, the only thing I'm really missing right now are the convoys. I can request Lend-Lease now from them. Thank you, game. Pro tip to get some more Lend-Lease of convoys coming is to get a few resources with convoys. No big problem at all. Maybe we can actually get even more if we do that. Yeah, they sent 30 now, that's better. Can immediately stop that and get the convoys back. Let's also close that, just to be sure that our convoys don't go out there. We can also get some convoys from Stalin, and with them I just don't have positive really. Yeah, we need to improve relations, I guess. Let's do that, and we can continue requesting more convoys from our cool buddies here, just to be sure. And yeah, all right, it's time to begin our paratroop operations. They've been pushed heavily back, and they also are very much down in divisions, so that's great. But yeah, I'm gonna have to open this now again. Most of my units will probably get sunk, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Let's also do force attack, makes my life easier, as always. And yeah, let's try and secure Japan now, which should be working fine. So far it's going great. They're probably also gonna pull their divisions out of China now and stuff like that. We can now secure Dalian, so let's do that. Alright, Tokyo is gonna fall with this now. I don't think it's gonna make them go anywhere towards capitulation, so nothing in that. But yeah, I'm gonna push them out, so then great. You got a bit of communist influence there, don't want to alarm you, but you know. And that is what I waited for. They peaced out with Japan, since Japan has nothing else controlled, because I don't want them in the peace deal. So it's better like this. That's why I stopped for a second. And yeah, let's finish them off now. Yeah, my guy, I'm not gonna accept that peace. It's nice. Anyway, that's Japan dealt with, meaning now it's just China, which is gonna be a pain, because we're gonna have to fight all the warlords. We get a brand new navy though. Actually, let me not take the navy first. Let me actually take other things first, just in case. I'm gonna take the entirety of Japan, because, I don't know, I like doing it. It's fun. Yeah, because I can't actually take the entire navy, because Japan has some sort of modifier or something. I don't know, that kind of screws over your, points. Couldn't I remember that? It would have been bad if I couldn't fully annex them now, because I took all the navy. But anyway, that's that finally dealt with. And now we can continue our focus tree. Woohoo! Imperial Divinity. Yes, I am the Emperor. You will follow my word to the letter. Alright, we can offer vassalization. I improved with the warlords in hopes that that will maybe, you know, make them be like, let's help this guy out. But yeah, we have 5 research slots, and you know, I have this slight feeling they still have 2. We're gonna name this Fu Ting Mie Yang, and what's a fitting symbol? I guess this one. Yeah, let's go with that. New faction, new me. It's cool that you now can just create a faction without needing another country, so that's cool. We're gonna do this, and this faction is mainly to fight the Soviets. Speaking of, I should, yeah. After this, when do I get my war goals? I do get, yeah, I think if they refuse, I get warlords. Warlords, genau. War goals. Also gonna use the good old deception trick of making the AI think we have a shit ton of divisions, which, we don't. China doesn't really do their civil war. I don't know if that's because I exist, so Maybe that's blocking the AI from being like, yep, no more Japan, let's do this focus here, fight them, yippee, 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 yippee. They're not really blocked from these focuses right now, are they? No, they're actually not, literally. But I do want to be fast done here because Soviet war and stuff like that. Alright, let's see how many submit, how many say no. Yes, yes, yes. And, okay, cool. We got Guangxi for free, that's cool. But yeah. We're gonna declare war, maybe a bit too early. I'm not orked. Oops, my bad. Alright, everything fine. They didn't manage to do much with that. Not gonna call these guys in because I don't think they're gonna survive, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's try and do an offensive. Can't really use our paratroopers because they're there, and I don't have an air force, so yeah. But shouldn't matter too much. Right, did help bash a lot, lost a bit equipment, but I got Jinan and Beiping, so great. Gonna help a lot. Also the front is a bit extended, making them not stack divisions endlessly on a tile, so better for us now, better for us now. And yeah, that's a big encirclement on the divisions up here, so let's close that one. I forgot I still had these, by the way. That's gonna give me my equipment back. I'm a bit dumb, you know? I'm a bit dumb. Another encirclement, and we secured the supply up here. And as our infantry stuff is finished, that's cool. For your information, I'm training tanks right now. Very interesting tanks. Yeah, I'm going SP. Wait. What the hell? Why do they have no units? What? What the hell? And I still got them encircled. Nice. That's gonna help a lot. And I just saw them stacking divisions here, so, you know, why not encircle it? Nothing speaks against doing that. And now I'm gonna activate the battle plan, call these guys in, and yeah, see how this goes. And the offensive is going great. Yeah, they lost a lot, so should be easy. Alright, let's test the tank division out. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we should get through there. Tanks are very powerful, but they're very slow, so not really for, you know, speedy maneuvers. They're just there to get rid of infantry stacks, basically. Helps a lot here in China. So once we don't have supplies, these are kinda useless. Alright, just probably need the stuff around here, and yeah, then they're probably gonna cap. Communist China's already dealt with, so that's great. And yeah, they don't seem to have any divisions over here anymore, so I think it's free real estate. Yep, managed to secure Chongqing and Chengdu, and now they're on 99% capitulation. Just like one more thing, and then it's gonna be proof for China. Just like that. Pow! And now we can just annex it all for ourselves. I like that. Now we do have 3 subjects we have to integrate, but not a big deal. Anyway, what is a big deal though is getting to war with the Soviets now, because otherwise Germany is gonna take everything, and since Xinjiang is yet again a Soviet puppet, which I love so much, we'll have to be fast, or else they're gonna take stuff that's our course, which is just uncool. I'm saying all that because there was this one game I had while on the test build where I was like so late to that I just could not take anything. So learn from your mistakes is all I'm gonna say. And I'm doing that. Anyway, we have equipment now since they all capped, so yeah. Alright, gonna declare war on them now. Alright, let's move the capital now. And, you know, get rid of our illegitimacy. Like, fine to head bash into the Soviet lines. Gives us more war score. Good strategy. We're using their own strategies against them. We do have the Yongying, which are militias, I guess. But I don't really have a use for them, plus these are not really editable, so you don't have this. Not that great, but I did hear militias are actually very good with the specific sub-doctrine bonuses. You know, could go for that, I guess, but they're useless until you're done with Japan, since you can't get to them before you're not finished with Japan. I'm not using them now since I barely expanded them, so how much do I raise? I only raise, I don't even know, they don't show me the cap. It's just, I don't really need them. Actually, I guess I can fill in some of my units with them. Well, I don't know how many, but there's quite a few troops encircled in Mongolia now from them. I've kind of upgraded my tanks to actually, you know, have speed in them. And, yeah, maybe I need to change the template now that I have the bottom layer unlocked, but, fine. If you're wondering, just to upgrade a tank, whatever. I don't know if I don't really think it's good, but I barely really looked into tank design. I can do this now, by the way, since I researched that. But yeah, my thought on tank design is if it works, and that's it. There's probably like, you know, better things you can do, which is even more effective, but I'm fine with this right now, so, you know, and it's my own creation. Like doing things by myself. Soviets are not looking fine. Soviets definitely not looking fine now. After any clear this encirclement, we can push again. But they had like so many divisions stacked in Mongolia, so I had to do that. I had to do that. Wait, what the... Wait, no... What? Load... What? Fuck? What the hell did I do? Generated... Oh my god. You're nuking my trade, you loser. Alright, so before closing this encirclement, right now we've caused 2.4 million casualties. Let's see how this is gonna change after we close it now. And with that, we have now caused, it's like 200,000 troops. God damn it. Oh, yeah, we can push now. And my infantry, by the way, looks like this right now. I could enter here, but I've not really been producing that, so no can do on that one. But yeah, I'm not doing a Ferguson since there's nothing really of interest right now. Actually, I can get a war gun into that. But yeah. Alright, boom, do this. We have the spy network going here. They've barely shit on the border, so let's just do that. Are they embargoing me? United States embargoing Germany, but I don't see myself here, so I see now. Okay, like, what the actual hell did I do to you? I guess we're going on closed economy. Oh, with that we are now Qing maxing. And we have to decrease our economic law because that's costing us a lot of energy. So let's go to partial. Producing mills anyway, yeah, way better now. Let's see if my 4 tanks are enough to beat the entirety of Tibet. I mean, should be enough, I guess. They're almost capitulated. And they couldn't really inflict much damage. And yeah, it wasn't really that hard. Bye-bye. Not much longer, and then they're finally gonna capitulate. Thanks Germany for actually pushing into them this time. And yeah, they lost all the 3 cities here, and yeah, just some stuff over here that maybe still has to fall, like Kazan. But and by the end, we cost 3.6 million casualties for them. Germany did lose more than they killed, so don't know what they were doing, and I just lost 1 million. In Chinese terms, that's barely scraping the barrel. And now Soviets shall capitulate. And we have a lot of points. So let's first of all get the things we actually want, and then you know, draw the borders how we like them to be. A few things here, a few things there, and puppeted, I guess, all of that here. The Russian Imperial Protectorate. Tried to do a bit of historical Qing borders over here. Can't really do it perfectly because some of these states are either too large or too small. This here is a bit far-fetched. It's mainly just a tile here that they would have, but yeah. And down here also a bit shitty since we only actually need half of the state, but yeah. Tried my best with the Hui 4 limitations, so yeah. Anyway, we now generated a lot more. Well, actually, never mind. Was that just 19 still? What the hell? Anyway, let's send our soldiers back home and build just a little bit up. Alright, we can annex Guangxi, get all our stuff back that we sent them equipment-wise. Oh yeah, speaking of, I can delete these. I can demobilize these guys. And get stability. Hey, no way they actually gave it to me. Thank you very much. I mean, I did kind of try and maybe get them to accept by spawning a lot of 1-width divisions, inflating my numbers. But yeah. Apparently it worked, and I improved relations. Don't know if that does something about that, but yeah. By the way, we can core all that stuff we got claims on, so not that one. But yeah. Here, you see. But I need the political power to integrate the last warlord here. Alright, they're annexed. It's the last China warlord still to be annexed. And now we can re-establish the Gansu Braves, which just gives us all of the Ma generals, which I don't mind. More generals, the better. I guess my bad, like, I forgot this is its own state, man, since, I don't know, didn't know that back. Why didn't Germany take that, though? Just noticed they still exist because of Portugal. We're gonna ignore that. And now we can claim the Mandate of Heaven. And now we are the Chinese Empire. I think this should really be renamed to Great Qing, to be honest, but sure. Or Da Qing, if you wanna be Chinese. No, he is Shuangtong. He has a new portrait in Son of Heaven, which that's truly a modifier of all time for, you know, spending this long in a game. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we restored to Qing now. That's cool and all, right? It's kinda all I wanted to do. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it, since it's all I wanted to do in with Manchukuo. And yeah, checked out a bit of the new stuff, checked out how difficult it still is as Manchukuo to beat Japan, and honestly kind of still feels the same. But yeah, now I also have a Manchukuo video on my channel. I guess that's also more or less what I wanted to do with this. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and see you next time, where we are gonna be playing as the communists finally. So until then, goodbye. Why are they all field marshals?